Very easily distracted by GoPros that decide to work with the radio again this morning. Welcome to Wild Earth. Welcome to Thornybush again. Another little bit of a grey morning this morning. I was looking for the waning crescent moon. We should be going into new moon in the next few days, and that's probably why we've got this weather coming in. New moon, full moon always gets weather. So far not too bad. There are some ominous low clouds coming in from the south, so we'll just have to watch them. The sky is moving very fast actually. We just stop. We better if we stop with this tree. I don't know if we'll be able to see it through the camera, but the sky is flying, or rather the clouds flying across the sky. Getting my words mixed up there. All I could dream about last night were elephant tracks. Everywhere I went there were elephant tracks. Maybe we'll be lucky today. Maybe there's one or two that have come back south. Somebody's already driving around here this morning. See Adam. Just to let you know that while we don't expect rain at this time of the year, or rather we are in the dry season, it's my experience that every year in the middle of winter, around July, new moon or full moon, we do get a sprinkling. And if we do start getting a bit of rain falling, we're going to have to switch off immediately. But I don't think it's going to be much of a rain. If anything, it'll be a drizzle. We shall see. Wanted to come and look for leopard tracks. There aren't any here. I want to go the other way this morning. Oh, very Franklin. Particularly want to come around Albedo Pan, but just going to have a look to see if there's anything here. Nothing. Nothing Bluetooth. Okay, I want to head west. I want to go along the river all the way upstream as far as we can, and then start heading up northwest. I want to go look at tracks. All roads are graded before too many vehicles drive. Those lion were yesterday. And in the process, look for leopard tracks. We aren't in a way destined for leopards. Ground is very damp. Sorry, Franklin. Again, same Franklin. So I tell you what, you go right at the next junction, I'll go straight. How's that? Go right there. There you go. Bye-bye. At the end of drive yesterday, there were a few questions that had come in that we didn't get to. So if you have asked a question and you'd like me to address something issue or some query that you have, please don't be shy. Feel free to send question in again. Hard to read back through the red emails to see which one, especially if someone directing wasn't there yesterday. Otherwise, sometimes I get to questions and I get to, after the drive, I sit down at the computer and I reply to some of the things that I couldn't reply to on air or didn't get to. But sometimes I don't, hoping that you will send them in, because sometimes it's nice to address questions on air, because they're probably questions that a number of people have. And that way. Today, there's such a fine line coming through that. You're going to get it. The last few times we've been, where did that cable tiger? Oh, let me just grab that as well. Last few times I managed to get under that tree without it breaking. Today, didn't work. Like a millimeter each way that I've got to get the antenna. Like a giant scorpion moving through the bush with this tail hanging over our head at the back. So where my front wheels go doesn't necessarily mean that's where my back wheels go, and because it sticks out at the back, the antenna, I've got to swing it. King of swing. Okay, we're done. Okay. You haven't done it around the wires, have you? Alright. We'll just have to be careful. Just that if it pulls tight, it can pull through the wires. The color coming into the cloud. You'll see the battle for. Looks like there actually was a little bit of rain. Come to think of it. Just looking at hyena tracks. There was a sprinkling. Can't really smell it. There was a bit of sprinkling of rain somewhere during the night. Looks like just in some places. Other places there's normal dew falling. This road looks like it had raindrops. Not raindrops, like fine misty rain. It made it very wet. What it does is it seals, kind of like seals the tracks from before, so any new tracks become these really, really smooth prints on top of the sand. And because the sand is damp, the print doesn't sink into the sand and make the sharp ridges, it just makes a very nice print. Starting to smell a little bit of dampness. A bit of that rain smell. same individual, but there were tricks going that way. Now they're tracking something the other one. This one looks smaller than the other one was. There's a couple of hyenas now. Maybe they moved in, coming closer. Quite a few individuals. Oh, birds of cuckoo flew by. Okay, right, making noise. Morning, Kevin in Boston. Kevin would like me to talk about some of the endangered species in the area. Well, wild dog for one. I mean, there were some wild dogs that came in briefly a couple of days ago. They seem to have gone back to the Thornybush. There hasn't been any talk of them. Neither they're tracking off. That's a giant kingfisher falling down the river there. I'm going to see it. They made a brief appearance. No tracks, no sign of them. 2 days now. Yesterday or, well, mostly yesterday. And the day before in the afternoon. Hang on a sec. Set up. Whereas I had a pair of plumber pliers there. No, that won't help. Tightening, but I'll do it later. I don't know why that kingfisher's screaming its head off. Kevin Boston. Cheetah, I guess you could say, are endangered. Then we've got a number of bird species that come through here that are probably threatened. I'm not talking about rhinos. Unfortunately, I can't talk about rhinos. We are on target for, well, I said my piece about rhino the other day, but it's really becoming a serious problem. Other than that, what else have we got here that possibly... There's a tortoise that is somewhat endangered, the Speaks Hingeback tortoise. some degree cheetah are also somewhat endangered. Lion are becoming endangered in places in Africa. So elephants. In some places like South Africa, elephants are quite numerous. One of these days we're going to have to stop showing elephants and talking about elephants because of the poaching problem throughout the rest of Africa, and it's soon going to move here. It has already started here. We've already had incidents in South Africa of some of our wonderful tuskers being shot for big tusks. That is sounds like the guy's already on the track to those female lions. Really bad today. Let's go north now, up the Baker Road. No sign of that young male leopard, so maybe he headed back north, went up to near Letty Road, and then followed that all the way and made a straight beeline for Langwan Dam as he has done before. Sounds like there haven't been any signs of the female, Malawan female with her two cubs. So let's see what we can find. One of those days, animals are going to be tucked up in sheltered spots. 5, that's fine. Maybe it's the stone that was picked up by the fire. Was the sound of a bolt falling out of a Land Rover? It wasn't. Notice how fluffy they look, because their hair stands up. Helps to keep the body temperature up, helps with thermoregulation, because it traps more air between the hairs, and that allows the body to retain its warmth. At least 5 of them here, although we can only see 1.5. We can hardly see her now. We can move forward a bit. Probably her youngster here on the left. Morning, Nongo. Go back to feeding now. How curious she is. Elephant going northeast. In the north, and they're heading north. That doesn't please me very much. He could still have to grow into their ears, like a basset hound. Born with adult ears, and they still got to grow into them. Looks a little bit odd. Needless to say, they have excellent hearing. If you're ever out in the country or in the mountains, try increase your hearing by cupping your hands over the back of your ears. Basically, giving yourself bigger ears, and see how much that increases sound. I don't know how much it'll work inside your home, but it works. Channels more sound into the ear. Oh, there's a young male just across the road, joining the family. Young bull, about a 2-year-old, I'd say, 2.5. Past 3 years now. Okay, well, they've moved off. fine with yeah, dragging its quill. Sometimes days like this, it's a little damp and it's a little cloudy from not so cold evening. I have to admit, it was very cold last night. You sometimes get some of the nocturnal animals still hanging around for a little bit into the morning. Morning, James. James is asking a question about if I or any one of the crew were bitten by a poisonous snake. But firstly, I have to just say that there aren't any poisonous snakes, only venomous snakes. I still stand by that. Look at what dictionaries say. Definition of poison is something that affects you if you swallow. Definition of venom is something that gets in your bloodstream. Poison can get into your bloodstream too. Anyway, semantics. James is asking what would do. Obviously, I have to start that with it depends, because it does. It depends on what snake it is. Venomous snakes, depending on the venom more than the snake, obviously, because a cytotoxic venom is going to be excruciatingly painful right from the get-go. It's going to be important for any snake bite. Let me add this. For any snake bite, it'll be important to administer first aid, to be able to treat certain things immediately. And one thing that one has to do is try and restrict blood flow and circulation, not cut it off. You don't use tourniquet, but certainly by using pressure bandages to slow the flow of the venom through the system, and of course keeping a person calm. And that's probably one of the most important things, keeping a person calm and not letting them panic and move around a lot, because that of course gets the blood flowing quicker. We do have a EMT type thing in Hoodspate. We would call them immediately and then try and get that person out of the reserves and meet up with that ambulance type EMT vehicle. I would call Peter Papendorf, who has an emergency response company. Most of the lodges have agreements with them that they would be would be met. Obviously, if it is something like a neurotoxin is different. A neurotoxic bite is different to a cytotoxic bite. A neurotoxin is something that is going to affect the nervous system. The patient is going to be going into cardiac arrest, and the lungs are going to stop working, and nervous system is going to collapse. So it's going to be important to administer artificial respiration as well as cardiac massage. So basically CPR, cardiopulmonary resuscitation. That's for neurotoxins like the black mamba. Keep a person's brain oxygenated, keep the heart pumping blood through the system, and then try and get that person. The local town, Hoodspate, can't deal with things like that. That person would have to be flown to one of the major hospitals in Nelspruit, perhaps. Then there's the hemotoxin from things like the worm slug or the vine snake. And while hemotoxin is deadly, it is much slower acting, so there's a lot of time to get someone to medical treatment. Unfortunately, there aren't very many hospitals in the country that carry antivenom or can treat a bite from a boomslang or a vine snake, so it would be vital to get that person to one of the main cities, Johannesburg perhaps. Nelspruit, I doubt whether it can deal with it. But at least one has time with regard to hemotoxic venom. Fortunately, not many people are bitten by venomous snakes. The majority I find are cytotoxic venom, and what can kill a person is the shock. People go into shock. That can affect the person. High toxins and venom. Hyena, obviously. Generally, James and everybody else, the only people who get bitten by snakes are people who play with snakes and pick them up or try and catch them. Not only. Obviously, there are other accidents. But generally speaking, with regards to venomous snakes, mostly people who handle them. If you leave a snake alone, there's no reason why it should bite. Absolutely none whatsoever. I've followed many venomous snakes on foot, watching them if they let you. They don't disappear because sometimes they're very shy. But yeah, rule number 1, don't touch. They won't bite. Maxwell Dam. Just in case there are any cats visiting. No tracks on this side of the dam. Keep an eye down the bottom there as well. Sitting higher than me, right down the bottom along there. There might be something Becky found him down there one day, the one young male. I can't see him. Hello Nicole, Germany, Guten Morgen. Nice to hear from you, Nicole. Nicole's saying, I was talking about nocturnal, wanting to know if you've seen any owls here at Thornybush. I've mostly only heard owls, Nicole. I have seen the odd still spotted flying away. I haven't had any luck in finding any owls. I haven't even heard giant eagle owl or spotted eagle owl, although I'm sure that they occur here, especially along the river, those big trees. But so far I haven't found any yet. No sign of cats on Penny Road. Actually, we'll take it all the way down and we'll come back up cut line. The guys are looking further west for these cats. Sounds like they were further west. We'll follow Penny Road all the way down south and then come up with the Wishwilla cut line. Head back north again, go to Langwan Dam. Turning cold. Running already. Okay, seems I'm controlling the GoPros again with my radio. I think it's when their batteries get flat or something. Was that Joanne, Aaron? Joanne asking if baboons and vervets cause a problem coming into the camp. They do pretty much everywhere. Unfortunately, you can't help it, but people will try and feed them. As much as you might tell guests not to, as much as you try and explain to people how it leads to having to get or resort to drastic measures to control their behavior and stop them doing what they do. Old track, day before yesterday, lion. Nothing fresh. People will feed them. People will, because I don't know what it is with people and primates. And wherever there are primates, people want to give them food. It's like, oh, shame, monkey's hungry, let's give it food. Give it some peppermint or an orange or something that's not even part of their diet. And they like it. They like the sugary content of our food, and they go crazy for it. And then, of course, they become quite industrious in getting to our food because they know that we store it. They recognize the colors of packets. They have this unfortunate habit of defecating everywhere where they do find. When they get into a place and they start causing havoc, they defecate everywhere. Actually, come to think of it, I've got monkey poo on my seat, my Land Rover, because they've been digging around my Land Rover. They can become a huge problem, the primates. Sadly. And there's very little one can do to stop it. Yeah, I can feel rain coming. I've got a few spots of water on my glasses now. So far we're not too bad. But if it gets any worse than this, we're going to have to say good night, goodbye, good morning, see you later, type of thing. Human track here from Coach. There are little patches of blue, but there are really big dark clouds hanging underneath these patches of blue. No sign of these cats this side either. So they must have gone north. Barbara Taylor. Hello Barbara, saying she can't hear me. Okay, how's the sound? If anybody can send Aaron an email to Aaron, please. Not everyone, but, well, how do we know who is and who isn't? But yes, if you can hear me, not if you can't. If you can't hear me, you can't hear me. Then you can't send an email, because you can't hear me asking to send an email. But if sound is a bit low, let me know, or let Aaron know. We can turn it up this end. I can't talk very loud. I can't drive through the bush shouting. There's a limit to the volume that I can speak, so we hope that we can turn electronics up and make the electronic volume louder. I know, I do mumble sometimes. Over the hill, yeah. Down towards the southern fence line. See if we can see anything down there on this road. It's always nice having a really straight cut line like this, because you get to see far down the road. See someone at the gate way down at the bottom. There's something. I don't think so. Did you do anything with the volume? Should be on, I don't know what level it should be on. I don't know, but Aaron's saying he can't hear anything now. Okay, sound camera. Okay, Corin's saying fine. Corin. Okay, so Barbara. Don't know what to suggest if you can't hear your computer volume. Bush Willow and then Neri and back up to Dacre. I didn't do the whole of Dacre. Did I ever consider having a what? Oh. Stop now. Morning, Kevin in Boston. Did I ever consider having a co-pilot? I have indeed. But you're the wrong gender, Kevin. I could only have a female co-pilot. And I do occasionally, when I'm at home, I have a female co-pilot. Only kidding. No, I'm not kidding really. I'm serious. But occasionally I do have a guy visit, a friend visit, and then I'll have a male co-pilot. But generally speaking, my passenger seat in my Land Rover is reserved for the spare sex. And I get on better with women than I do with men, I guess. I can't put sports, especially our South African sports, rugby, cricket, over my head. I sort of get interested in it from time to time. Let's head up north. Oh, it's starting to spit again. Watch out, scrub robin's calling. talk as little on the radio as I can this morning because it seems to be working the GoPros again. Mother Nature, show us something special. Please. We have a leopard step out into the road, or a young lioness, a couple of male lions. I'm going to go back up the Saluki-Malawan Cut-Line. We're going to make another turn at Waxhill Dam, and then we'll make our way around to Langwan Dam. And I've covered a fair amount of ground this morning. Well, I will have covered a fair amount of it, and not found so far nothing yet. Hoping that find some tracks eventually. Hyena tracks again. Hyena were active last night. There's hyena everywhere. Although, come to think of it, let's do it the other way around. Let's do it counterclockwise. Get to Langwan Dam first. And then we'll go north and loop around from the north. Nobody's been on Langwan Road today. Okay, David, could you have it more centered, please? Thanks, rather than my hand. Okay. Apologies for camera angle. Should be right now. Me and my hat always getting in the way. guess is these cats haven't really moved from when they were dumped out, these two males. I'm still keen to figure out what happened to the female that was with them at one point. Maybe they got it killed somewhere. Nobody can find it. And with this kind of weather, it means that the raptors aren't flying, so there's nothing like a hooded vulture or a bachelor is not going to find them that easily unless they're flying. Emily is asking, Emily in Canada, any chance of seeing Ellies today? Emily, you should know that if there's even the slightest chance of seeing elephants, I will be there. And we are looking for tracks. So far I've heard of one group of elephants that are a mile or two north of us. We can't get there because we don't have a signal area there. So I can go and see them, but then radio was interrupting me. They're talking about the elephants up north. I mean, I can go and see them, but then you're not going to see them because we don't have signal up there. So I'd rather not do that to you. Although I am suffering from elephant withdrawal, very serious case of elephant withdrawal, I might add. And if there is an elephant to be found, I will find it. I will do my utmost best to do so. If I find a track, I'll stick to it doggedly. But so far I haven't found a single, not even an old print. The wind and the weather late has cleared the roads of prints from a few days ago. It's only the last few days, the last couple of days. And now the rain is starting to spit. Not too serious yet, although it can start getting serious any minute. When we have to start wiping the camera lens every couple of seconds, then it's going to be time to switch off. You can actually see the raindrops on the dam, and it is starting to get heavier. So I'm also quite far from home. So for now, I'm going to start making my way back towards camp. No, not that. Alright, we've got to switch off. We're starting. I just want to show everybody the raindrops because some people might not believe me. But if you have a look at the water on the dam, it's starting to come down a little bit heavier. And we've got to put a cover over everything. So we're going to have to switch off. Aaron, if you could maybe cut stream. Sorry folks, we're just going to have to say goodbye to you for now. I'm going to carry on driving towards home because we are quite a distance. If it stops and it clears up, we will switch back on, but for the time being we've got to switch everything off. So especially put this thing over everything.